Hey guys, what's up? It's Darkmech here, and today I have a guide for you on getting gold cap. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me how I made gold cap because it's just not obvious to a lot of people, I guess, in terms of how to make gold in this game. A lot of people sort of struggle around 30k and things like that, or just break 100. So I thought I'd make a video today to show you, and it is all revolving around level 3 barns, guys. Get a level 3 barn in your garrison, get a follower in there, and I'm going to show you what to do with it. Now, this does come down to having max professions. It does come down to having quite a few level 100s. Like, I've got 7 level 100s, all with level 3 barns going. You don't need to have 7 level 100s in saying that. You can have probably 3 and you'd still be able to make gold cap fairly quickly. It's not, by no means is it a 1 week sort of journey to gold cap. It takes a while. But what you're going to do is you're going to go over to Nagrand, you're going to go over to Real Zit's Holdfast, or if you're an engineer, you're going to take the Wormhole, which I was quite lucky where it ended up porting me here in the Grassy Hills, because it put me pretty much straight to our wolf spawn spot where we're going to go trapping wolves. Now, you can trap Clefthoof, you can trap the Water Beast, and you can trap the wolves. Can't fucking speak today. But I found the wolves are the quickest to trap. Now, I'm going to show you 2 spots to do it. The second spot is probably the fastest spot, especially if you're geared or if you've got a group. This first spot, though, it isn't too bad. It's just a sort of a tiny little circuit. There are several spots you can go, but I'm just going to show you these 2. So make sure you've got your Deadly Iron Trap from your level 3 barn, and you are going to go and just pick up these Direfang Alpha Wolves here. So I'm just going to pick up 3 and show you now. On your own, look, it's not too bad. If you were flashed, fed, you buffed yourself, all that kind of stuff, you can churn over quite a few, and they don't hit overly hard. I'm about 680 item level, not raiding or anything like that. So, yeah, you don't have to be decked to the halls to be able to do this. It is certainly a struggle if you're like 620. But what you want to do is you just want to pull whatever you can and just trap them. Or get a group. If you've got a group and you're flasked up, you can average out about, in 60 minutes, you can get about 200 traps done, which will last you a while at 21 traps, maximum orders. So get these guys down, make sure you're dropping your trap under them. It's pretty much this simple, guys, and you just want to do it for however long you've got to do it for. As I said, if you've got a group, you can run at about 200 traps in 60 minutes. You do that, and it is time consuming if you've got 7 100s and you're doing this across all of them. One of the guys I've played with in my challenge mode videos, Jai, he actually has 24 level 100s and he boxes, and he's just got, I think he hit like 4 mil the other day in terms of gold. So it is a surefire way to make gold, and by all means you don't need to get that excessive with it, but you can see you trap them and you get the caged mighty, I fucking can't remember what they're called now. But you're going to run around here. You can see that there's wolves all around there. And basically, you're just going to run around in a circle, pulling the wolves. And that is pretty much it. So that is the first area. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this second area. Now, as I said, a lot faster if you have a group, guys. Don't know how to make a group or haven't done it before? Go to the pre-made group. Go to custom. Have a look if there is anyone trapping wolves. It's not as common now. Now that everybody's sort of over in Tanan Jungle. But all you're going to do is make a group, call it Trapping Wolves, whatever you want to call it. You do want to put a minimum eye level on it, I think, because there's nothing worse than carrying people through it. Your whole aim here is to do this quickly, get your traps, spend as little time doing this as possible. So I usually put 660 on it. It just makes it a lot quicker than, chuffing around with a level 600 that you're basically carrying and getting them traps for free. So the second spot that I'm going to show you is awesome if you're geared. As I said, extremely fast if you're in a group. And it is this one here. And you can just see there are fucking arseloads of wolves everywhere. You do have to be careful of their aggro range. You can't just go pick them all up. They will reset and they will run back over. So just be aware of that. And as you can see, like, you just pull them all into a spot. You've got a group. You just nuke them down ASAP. Everyone's throwing traps under them. And here's where you can really chalk out your quick traps. Again, though, by myself, it's not sort of too bad as a monk at the moment, even though monks are pretty fucking stupid at the moment. We did get nerfed, but it's still pretty fucking crazy at the moment. So, as you can see, just smacking these guys on down, dropping my traps under them, and it's that pretty much. It was pretty much that simple. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time sort of showing you this. I just wanted to show you one sort of section at each spot. Obviously, when you're in a group, you have to make sure that you're dropping the traps down quickly too. Obviously, if the Direfang alphas die, then you've just wasted a trap and you're wasting time. So keep dropping your traps, keep getting them down. And there's pretty much a large circle. You can see somebody's already posted to join the group. So, if you post a group, guys, you'll always pretty much guaranteed to get somebody come and join you. This guy couldn't even find me, so I'm guessing that he hadn't done it very much before, and I just ended up leaving because I couldn't be bothered waiting for him. But just goes to show, I had that group up for like 2 minutes and already got someone, and then I had another couple of hits before I left. So not hard. Get your group, farm. As I said, I just do it to a flask, 60 minutes, 200 traps, and then that's me done for the week pretty much. It'll last longer than a week, but anyway. So once you have trapped them, you've got your caged mighty wolves. I think I've got about 70 left on this character now, or 67. I'm going to hearth back to my garrison. So when we hearth back, then we're going to go turn them in at the barn. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is the large part that you need to start making gold. And as I said, the more barns you have, obviously, the more savage bloods you're turning out. The more level 100s you've got with max professions, the more items that you're crafting, the more that you're selling. So you'll come into your barn. This sack won't be ready for pickup, obviously, if you've just made your level 3 barn. You'll come over to this, bro. You'll like to place a large order for fur. I'll just empty this and show you guys. You'll hit create all. From your 21, you'll usually get about 19 to 21 savage bloods. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to craft with them. There's no point in making... Look, I mean, I make the Fell Bloods because I just do Kazakh once a week. On my level 100s, I get the Fell Blights and I craft an item. But look, I mean, the inscription ones, they're probably the biggest one I've made the most of my gold off. They're still selling from anywhere from, 4 to 12k for the weapon crystals and the trinkets. The leatherworking pieces aren't selling as well. Blacksmithing, still anywhere from 4 to 8k or 9k for blacksmithing. But you would just want to have, you want to have some diverse professions that you can make. I've got 3 inscriptions because, as I said, I've made sort of the most money off inscription. I got 2 blacksmithers, I got 2 leatherworkers. And again, you just want to churn as much out with those savage bloods as you can. And that is pretty much it, guys. It won't, as I said, it's not gonna happen overnight that you're gonna make gold cap. But you're making 60, 80k a week sort of thing. It really doesn't take too long. You do have to obviously invest the time in farming, in doing the trapping, but it's really not that bad for gold cap in the end, and then you can just sit there. For anyone wondering kind of what happens when you hit gold cap if you start making gold, I'm going to show you right now. You pretty much just forfeit that gold. You can see I'm 60 copper off gold cap at the moment. I'm going to sell these. I'm going to sell something I don't need here, this waste. You can see I get the 60 copper and the rest of it doesn't go to your bank. You just forfeit that gold. So if you do hit gold cap, make sure you send a bit off to other characters, because otherwise you're just going to be throwing away that gold. But as I said, all revolves around the level 3 barn. Get as many level 100s up as you can be fucked doing. Level 3 barn, professions, and just churn out items. A couple of other tips I could give you is get a level 3 salvage yard. Again, I've got one of them on each level 100 as well. You just salvage them from your missions. You vendor the greens. You can sell some of them. You can disenchant if you've got an enchanter and go down that path to sell enchants. But again, it's just another sort of easy source of income. The Cataclysm raids, Heroic Firelands, Bastion of Twilight, Blackwing Descent, Dragon Soul as well, all give pretty good money as well if you're not sort of doing anything and you want to make extra gold again. You can get around 2k from them. So that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for checking the guide out. As I said, you need any tips, you need any help, please do hit me up and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks very much for checking it out, and catch you later, guys. See ya.